I was sitting on the couch when the notification lit up my phone. "You've got a new match." For a second I froze. I hadn't been on a dating app in years. In fact, I hadn't even downloaded one since before my marriage. My thumb hovered over the screen, confusion twisting in my chest. I opened it, and my heart nearly stopped. The profile picture staring back at me wasn't a stranger's. It was me, a candid photo from a barbecue last summer, the same crooked smile and faded blue polo shirt. Someone had made a fake dating account using my photos. And the username, Replaceable /underman. The uneasy beginning. I showed the screen to my wife Claire later that night. "Look at this. Someone's using my pictures." She glanced at it, then smirked, almost too casually. "Weird. Maybe you've got a secret admirer." I frowned. "This isn't funny, Claire. They're using my face. What if people think I actually made this?" She shrugged, brushing her hair into a ponytail. "Don't get so worked up. It's not like anyone's going to believe that username." The way she said it made my stomach twist. Dismissive. Almost rehearsed. That night, while she slept soundly beside me, I stared at the ceiling. Something about her reaction didn't sit right. The first crack. The next day at work, I couldn't concentrate. During lunch, I logged back into the app and started scrolling through the fake profile. Whoever made it had put effort into it. Details only someone close to me would know. My favorite bands. My degree. Even the fact that I hated olives. I felt my chest tighten. Only Claire could have written this. When I confronted her that evening, she sighed like I was a child pestering her. "Fine," she admitted, arms crossed. "I made the profile." I just stared at her. "Why? What the hell were you thinking?" Her voice was calm, almost clinical. "To prove a point. You've gotten comfortable, complacent. I wanted you to see that if you don't put in the effort, there are other men out there who would." I blinked at her, stunned. "So you pretended I was single? Pretended to be me?" "No, I pretended for you," she said sharply. "To show you what it feels like. That you're not irreplaceable." Her words cut deep, sharper than she realized. The spiral of doubt. After that, things changed. I tried to brush it off, to convince myself it was just some twisted attempt at a wake-up call. But the seed was planted. Every time Claire laughed at her phone, every late night she spent scrolling, I wondered, was it really just a fake profile? Or was she testing the waters? One night when she was in the shower, I opened her laptop. The dating app was still logged in, under her email. Not just the fake account of me, but another one. Real one. With her pictures. Her smile. Claire had been talking to men. Flirting. Messaging. I scrolled down, my pulse pounding louder with every line. One message in particular made my stomach lurch. "Don't worry, I'm married, but it's complicated. He doesn't have to know." The confrontation. When she came out of the shower, towel around her shoulders, I was sitting on the edge of the bed with her laptop open. "What is this, Claire?" My voice shook, both from anger and disbelief. Her face paled. For a moment she looked caught off guard, but then her expression hardened. "I told you, it was just to prove a point." "A point?" Snap. "You're telling strangers you're married, but it's complicated. You're sending selfies to other men, Claire. That's not a point. That's betrayal." She wrapped the towel tighter around herself. "You don't understand. I wasn't actually going to meet any of them. I just wanted to feel. Wanted again. To remind myself I could." Her voice cracked slightly at the end, but the damage was already done. "You needed strangers to tell you that?" I asked quietly. "Not me. Your husband." The breaking point. The days that followed were chaos. We argued until our voices went hoarse. She insisted she never intended to cheat physically, that it was all emotional theater. I told her it didn't matter. Betrayal wasn't defined by bodies alone. But underneath the anger was something heavier, doubt. Had I really made her feel unwanted? Had I neglected her without realizing it? Or was this just her excuse to cross a line she'd been itching to cross? One night, I overheard her on the phone in the kitchen, whispering, "No, I can't tonight, he's suspicious." My heart thundered. That was it. I grabbed my keys and left, driving aimlessly until the city lights blurred. The decision. I didn't sleep that night. By morning I had made my choice. When Claire came downstairs bleary-eyed, I was waiting at the table with my laptop open. This time not hers but mine. On the screen was a letter. "I've spoken to a lawyer," I said flatly. "I want a divorce." She froze. "You can't be serious." "I am." "You made a profile to prove I was replaceable, Claire. Congratulations, you proved it. Not because I believe I can be replaced, but because you already started replacing me." Her face crumpled, the arrogance gone. "Please don't do this. I was stupid, I didn't think it through. I don't want anyone else. I want you." I shook my head, a lump in my throat. "You wanted to play games. You wanted to test me. Marriage isn't a game, Claire. And you failed the test." The fallout. The weeks that followed were a blur of paperwork, tense silences, and the bitter logistics of separation. Claire begged, bargained, cried. At one point she even accused me of overreacting. But every time I looked at her, all I could see was the screen. The messages. The lies. Friends and family tried to take sides, some urging forgiveness. But forgiveness wasn't the issue anymore. Trust was. And once trust is shattered, love becomes a ghost. You can see its outline, but it's untouchable. The unexpected twist. 6 months after the divorce was finalized, I received a message on social media. From one of the men she'd been talking to. "Hey man, I think you should know. Your ex-wife tried to meet up with me after you split. She told me she left you because you were boring, that she needed someone exciting. I turned her down, but I thought you should hear it." I stared at the message for a long time, a strange mix of anger and relief washing over me. It confirmed what I already suspected. Claire's experiment had never really been about me. It was about her. Her insecurities, her craving for validation, her fear of settling. And for the first time since everything happened, I felt free. Looking back, I realize now that relationships aren't destroyed in one dramatic explosion. They crumble piece by piece. Little lies, quiet dismissals, choices made in shadows. Claire thought she was proving I was replaceable. But what she didn't expect was that she would prove herself to be replaceable instead. And when I finally walked away, I didn't feel like a man who lost his wife. I felt like a man who finally found himself again.